What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ava and Ivy Talk. Today, we are discussing episode 11 of Survivor. This episode has me a little mad, I'm not gonna lie. It was edited extremely, leaning one way, and then, of course, it was the obvious vote. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what kind of went down in this episode. Do you want to start us off, Ivy?
Yeah. So we start the episode knowing that Mary is at the bottom, but as we know, Mary's a fighter, so if she can do anything, she's gonna try to do something.
Yeah, for sure. So the episode started out with Mary pitching to Camila to get out Joe or Eva, but obviously it leans towards Joe. And Mitch also says the same. Mitch says he wants to get out Joe next. So I was like, okay,
Right.
okay, they're picking up momentum. It's possible. If Camila flips as well as Kyle or Shaheen, it's possible. So I had high hopes in the beginning of the episode.
No, same here. And especially with Mitch, agreeing too, because I feel like he's been more timid about moves. And so for him to be like, yeah, we need to get Joe.
Yeah.
And he even said Joe's gonna run away with this season. Which,
yeah,
from an audience perspective, he low-key, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anybody's really doing anything. But then Joe, I think right after that, he shared his view about how he wants to go to the end with the best competitor. Do you remember that? How he was like, oh, I don't think he's outright said he doesn't want to bring a goat, but it was very much the best of the best should be at the end.
As in, and when he says that, that means as in Eva, and then Shaheen, and then Kyle.
Right.
To be honest, I just think Mary was, extremely underrated her whole game. Maybe they just didn't like her, and they just didn't show that on camera, or there was just, something that bothered them about her. The thing about the coconuts is pretty funny, though, when she just started eating all the coconuts. And did you see the deleted scene of the coconuts?
I saw part of it. I'm trying to remember what happened.
I mean, it was basically just more of her, all the other players were like, we can't find any coconuts anymore, we had to walk so far down the beach, and as soon as they went and found the coconuts and brought them back, Mary ate them.
Oh my gosh. Wait, that's so good.
Yeah. Dude, she's just so petty like that.
Yeah, and I just loved her her thing with Eva was just so valid too, where she was like, you're gonna get brought reward. You're gonna eat.
Dude, yeah.
I'm not.
That's why when that was going on, I was like, why is everyone hating so bad? She literally never gets bought on reward.
Yeah, it was a valid crash out.
Yeah. So, shout out Mary. And dude, she has had a hard game. She was on the bottom, even in the beginning of the game, too. This entire game, she's been on the bottom, and yet she survived for this long. So that's definitely something that she should be proud of, but, I just wish other people respected her game. Her strategy was good, too, when she was throwing off Say about possibly having an idol that one time they were going to Tribal all the way back in the beginning. She's smart, but, yeah, anyways, Eva was very bothered by Mary eating all the coconuts. They showed that in the episode, which that's what bothered me. I was like, Eva, you've been on every freaking reward. Almost every reward. And you're saying this right now?
I know. Not a good Eva moment. We saw Kyle in his confessional talking about how he emotionally doesn't think he can vote out Joe or any of the Strong Alliance. And I think, was that when he was crying? Or was that different? Because he addressed that multiple times throughout the episode. And I thought that was so interesting because, I don't know, being a loyal... what did I just say? It was okay, anyways. Being a lawyer, yeah, I would think that he could separate that better. Okay, strategically, I should be doing this. I'm playing Survivor. But then where he was like, he can't do it because then it ruins the relationships that he's made and it kind of undoes everything that's already happened within those relationships. So that was surprising to me because I didn't realize he was that emotionally confused about the idea of making a move. I thought he was just kind of playing safe this whole time. So it was interesting to see how deep that kind of went.
Yeah, it was interesting that they showed that too, as him saying that, because that means, likely he'll never vote for Joe, which is also leading to either Joe or Eva winning the season. It's got to be one of them. It's got to be. I would be really surprised if Shaheen or Kyle were the winners at this point. But maybe, maybe the editors are trying to throw us off a little bit. Maybe they're just trying to make the power duo look so powerful, and then the winner will be someone else. I don't know. Because low-key, I feel like
Yeah.
with the jury that they have, I mean, a lot of people are going to be rooting for anyone other than Joe and Eva. Like, if I was
Yeah.
on the jury personally, I would be like annoyed that they've been running the whole game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, honestly.
And they
Yeah.
haven't made
I think
like big
yeah.
moves. Like it's not like they're like doing all these
Yeah.
cool moves, doing blindsides. Like they're just Joe just has such a big influence within the group that
Yeah.
he's just flying by. Which yeah, I mean,
Right.
Joe's a great guy. He has a great cause, a great story. It makes sense if he'll win. But it's just annoying that
Yeah.
they haven't really had to do anything essentially to get there.
Yeah, no, I agree. But then I think as the jury, I would also be angrier if it's like, I don't know, Kyle. So it's Eva, Joe, and Kyle. I'd be sitting there and I'd be like annoyed at Kyle. I'm like, how did you let this duo get here? And how did you not like you're a smart guy, you know Joe's kind of dominating. How did you let him get here? Like you
Yeah,
don't
that's
deserve my
true.
vote. Like it was kind of blatantly out there.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I could see that also being how the jury reacts to it.
Yeah, I could see that. There's just so many ways it could go too, because it's also like if you look at from Kyle's perspective, in my opinion at least, he rode the middle the entire game without anyone realizing it. You know, Camila, except
Right.
for Camila, Camila's the only one that knows his true game, but no one knew about Kyle and Camila, so he can use that as yeah, Joe and Eva were the obvious power couple, but me and Camila were working together the entire time,
Yeah.
and none of you knew it. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's a very good point that Kyle can make if he does make it into Final Three.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a good argument, honestly. If everybody's mad about how obvious Joe and Eva are, too, like, be really good.
Yeah, so we'll see, but I don't know. I mean, Eva's just gliding through too. It's unbelievable how much power she's had in this game this whole time. And like, no one else
Yeah.
even has a chance to find an immunity idol or anything. And then, all right, yeah, let's go back into the
Yeah.
episode real
Oh.
quick. Because that
Oh my
pissed me
gosh.
off. That was so bad.
No,
I
I
was so
know!
mad.
Ava, literally me too. So basically we see everybody have their little confessionals. Mary is trying to figure out some way in. This is right after her and Eva's coconut moment or coconut dispute. And then there's a boat coming. And we know that means there's a journey. And so when I saw that boat, I was like, Mary, you gotta go on this. Because, I mean, she has nothing at this point. Nobody is at least telling her to her face they want to work with her to get Joe out. She has nothing. And so I was like, she needs to go on this journey. And so she's a smart cookie. She volunteers. She's like, I'll go on the journey. She has nothing to lose. Like, if she loses her vote, she's gonna go home anyways, you know? And then Eva says, I want to go on the journey.
Like, this girl. You do not need, you know you don't need to go on the journey. The only reason, you know, obviously, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a good gameplay move. You don't want anyone else to have the advantage, but come on, girl. Like, let the game be exciting.
I know.
Let someone else go.
I know.
Like,
I know.
oh
That was
my
one of those
God.
moments where it was like, okay, in Eva's shoes, yeah, she should be doing that. And for her alliance, like, they should all be trying to not let Mary get it. But, I don't know. I was just, for Mary's sake, I was so upset. I was like, no. Eva, you do not need to go on this journey. You do not need another advantage.
And it's a waste. It was such a waste. Such a waste of a journey. She goes, well, I don't need it anyway.
Can you imagine if, because then we get to the journey and we find out that the advantage is to either you keep your vote or you can keep going and
knowledge is power.
What's it called? Knowledge is power. So you could take someone's idol. And can you imagine if Mary had gotten that?
It would have. She would, if she would have gotten that and played that, like, she had a strong chance of like taking over the game there.
Yeah. That
like,
would have been like the craziest move.
And then lo and behold, Eva pulls the rock. I'm like, well, there goes that. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah. No, that girl's luck is crazy. Or well, like I mean, I don't want to discount any of her like skill, but like she got handed an idol. She got the advantage put in front of her. Oh my gosh. I just can't. Like she's just so lucky.
And it's like no hate to Eva. You know, no hate, but it's just like these episodes are boring. And the editors know it too because they try to make it so suspenseful. So, oh my gosh, this is the day. It's going to be a huge blindside. And then it's just not.
Right.
So.
No, yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about her challenge. How it was like you have to use your feet.
Oh yeah. That's a little weird, but
I don't know.
okay.
That was interesting. It also didn't look that hard.
And that's what. How
I don't know.
long are these sand timers? Like, I want to know how long of a time frame that is.
Right.
I don't know.
I was thinking like an hour.
I,
Right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I feel like that's such a long time, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, we got a little angry. We see the challenge happen. The ending, it was good. Shout out to the editors for that one though.
Oh yeah.
When Joe, or not Joe, when Jeff goes, oh, and Joe wins immunity. Oh wait, actually, I'm wrong. And then Camila wins.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, before the winning moment, Joe was so confident in his answer of what was it, like, got fun betrayal or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, he said got fun betrayal.
Yeah, got fun betrayal. And betrayal wasn't even spelled right. He was so confident too. I was like, what is going on?
Dude, that was so good. And Camilla, shout out Camilla, because the second she started putting the blocks, it was unforgettable. Like she already knew it. She already put it together.
Yeah, like she was so quick with that. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I would have struggled figuring out that word.
Yeah, I would have been staring at those blocks for like a good couple minutes.
And dude,
but she just right away.
Yeah, and that's what sucks for Shaheen. He was the first one there, no? He had like a head start. And he just couldn't really get it. And then it was Kyle that yelled out the word. Was it Kyle that yelled out the word?
Yeah, because I remember I got so mad because it was like, at this point, Camilla and Kyle are the only ones who figured out what the word is, let alone had it like started going up. And then he just, it's unforgettable. It's unforgettable.
Like, bro,
you did not need to tell everyone that.
Yeah.
Because then he was spelt it wrong. So now everybody's rearranging it to do unforgettable. And I was like, if he fumbles after doing that, and he did.
And he did.
I'm glad Camilla got it.
Yeah.
But also, it was like so close between her and Joe. I would have never thought. So you know how it was the I that he got wrong? I would have never thought about that if I was there.
Really?
Like, I wonder if they have to tell them like that specifically, because just looking at it, I don't think I would have realized that.
Well, that's what I remember. Like when they all like started building the puzzle or whatever. It was like I was like, that's kind of weird that he just said that because that's for every puzzle. But he was like, you have to make sure it's right on both sides of the puzzle. Like I feel like they've never really said that while explaining it. But of course they did this time because that was the outcome and that's why Joe ended up losing.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, under a high pressure situation like that, I don't know if I would have noticed that either. So Joe's reaction to losing was, what did he say? He was like, fair, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he was like, which that was like such a gracious way to lose. He was like, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Like low key, I might have thrown a fit about that for a second. I would have been like, how was I supposed to know?
I would have just been so mad, like, at myself, honestly.
True, yeah.
Because that's, like, so dumb. But, dude, I was so excited for Camila. And then when she, like, got the necklace and started crying, like, saying that she never saw herself, like, winning, especially against all these people, that was so cute. I love that for her.
Yeah, that was such a good moment.
But, yeah, that's it for me for the challenge. Do you have anything else from the challenge?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. I have a note about, or the scene where Mary was crying. I forget what she was saying, though.
I think she was like talking about being on the bottom and how it's like hurts worse now.
Oh yeah, yeah, that made me a little upset. Cause now I remember she was like, "I'm very happy for Camila, but you know I've been on the bottom this whole time, and it's just hard dealing with that."
Yeah,
and that sucks. If I was Mary, I would be crying every day probably. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. Oh my goodness. And I bet like I honestly feel like in that challenge she had so much pressure on her knowing like she has to win to like save herself that could have been the reason she fell so far behind is because she put so much stress on herself. Like I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel bad.
Yeah, I feel like that was her moment of like, okay, I know I'm going home today. You know, like the editors made it seem like maybe it would be Joe, but Mary, I mean, she knew. Yeah, it just sucks for her. So Camila wins. She picks people for reward. Who'd she pick?
Eva and Mitch.
Eva, Mitch. Which,
So just like Mary predicted, Eva's going on reward.
like, what? But yeah, I mean, it made sense. Camila wanted to make Eva feel safe by taking her on reward and telling her, like, yeah, we're voting Mary, we're voting Mary. Because I guess at that point in the game, Camila was still thinking about flipping on Joe, but at some point after that, that's when everything just, like, changed for them. Because it obviously ended up not being Joe. But I was like, okay, Camila, fine, that's a good strategy. Like, make her feel comfortable, whatever. When they were at reward, Eva was just being like so straight up about her and Joe, which again goes back to my point where like Kyle could use that to his advantage in final 3 if he does make it there. Because Eva's literally like, you guys know, like, I would never vote Joe. You guys know, like, you guys are not in my top 3. It's me, and Joe, and someone else, you know? I'm like, dang, like, this girl can say anything she wants and just, like, gets away with it.
No, for real.
Yeah. The next note I have is yet another song we get from Shaheen. Do you remember that?
Yes. Okay, yeah, I have that written down.
Okay. Do you remember how it went?
No, I'm trying.
I know, me too.
Because he had 2 different, like, anyways. Yeah, wait. Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, I was asking you because I don't remember how it went.
Oh. It was something when they all got back to camp and they were all, like just down bad.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Oh, it was about like winning immunity, because right before that, or either right before or after, he had a confessional where he was like, I'm always so close to getting immunity and then I never get it, you know? And then his song came out and they were all like laying in the hammock, like somber about it.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Oh, Shaheen.
It's like turning into a musical at this point.
No, for real.
Are they targeting us? People that like musicals and reality shows?
Yeah.
Let's just play about us.
How? And then I think it was right after that we see Mary tell Joe, she's like, I'm writing your name down.
Oh, yeah.
Which...
That drove me crazy. I'm like, what? Why'd you do that?
I know. I was like, I can't comprehend if that was a good move or not. Because it's like, why are you telling him his name's out there? Like, what if he played something? But yeah, and then that's the catalyst of him just tweaking the rest of the episode. Which, because he did that, like, because he freaked out so much, kind of a good move on Mary's part, because we saw some cracks start to form where he's like, one, he told Mitch and Shaheen, or Kyle and Shaheen, somebody, he was like, so I should write another name because my name's out there. And then they were like, no.
Yeah.
Which, personally, if I was Joe, I would have just done it and not told them before. I would have just wrote Camilla, because it's like, she should, by their alliance, she should be the next one out. So it's like, why are you gonna tell them that before?
Yeah, I agree with that. And it was Kyle and Mitch, because he said it and Mitch was like, well, who are you gonna throw it on? Me? Kyle? Like, which is a great point from Mitch. Like, yeah, like, who are you gonna throw it on? I guess it's gonna be one of us, you know, or someone that you trust. Right. So I wonder if that, like, rubbed Mitch and Kyle the wrong way, like him asking that someone to, like, throw a vote on someone else, you know?
Right. I bet it did, because then we see Shaheen too, like, his conversation, and Shaheen's more, like, straight up about, like, anybody's gonna be mad if you write their name down. And then Joe said something, which I'm sure it's, like, a little out of context because it's a reality show, but he's like, well, if I wrote your name down to Shaheen, and then Shaheen's like, and then he has his whole rant confessional.
Yeah, and he was kind of pissed off. But, like, he was, like, heated in that confessional.
Yeah, and so at that moment I was like, maybe Shaheen's considering flipping on Joe now. Like, maybe that was the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will.
Whoa. Great analogy.
That just came out of my... I don't know if I said that even right. That just popped in my head.
Yeah, anyway.
Sorry. No more metaphors.
No, that's what...
metaphor?
Survivor... I don't know. No. I don't know.
It's something.
It's a something. It's a saying. So yeah, Shaheen's pissed. He's going off. Joe gets paranoid, and then basically they throw us into tribal. And everyone, I'm pretty sure this was in tribal. Oh wait, before tribal, one more moment that I wanted to point out. Kyle finally tells Camila that he's a lawyer. She's the only person that he's ever told. He's not a teacher, and she liked that. She didn't see that. She was like, okay, that was awesome that he told me that. She didn't see it as like, why didn't he
Mm.
tell me this entire game? So clearly they're like very solidified in their relationship. And I feel like they included that for a reason because, yet again, that's another thing that Kyle can say in Final 3 where he's like, y'all didn't know this, but I'm a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Little hints there.
Yeah.
I'm honestly now I want like Kyle to pull through over Joe and Eva.
I know.
I just want an underdog. I just want an underdog to win. Like, or not even, and he's not even an underdog, but like basically anyone besides, sorry, Joe and Eva. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Because it's funny because in the beginning of the season, I was like, I love Joe and Eva, and which I still do love them as people, but it's like, I want a winner that kind of has actually played the game and deserves the win based on the moves and strategy that they used. So that's why I say
what was it that I know, and I agree. It's just so predictable at this point. It's like if one of them win, we knew they were gonna win based on like 5 episodes ago, you know? And it's like Mary said, like it's outwit, outplay, outlast. It's not outloyal.
Yeah.
Like that's not an element of the game. That was kind of a bar when she said that.
Yeah, that was a fire line from her. And she did very well, or like when she started talking about her reason why she's there and how it hasn't changed and because of her mom, that was very well spoken. I think she did really good in that. And I was like, maybe that will be an extra push for people not to vote her, you know? Because everyone started sharing their stories at one point, and then they highlighted Mary's, and I thought she just did really well talking like that, which again would have made her another threat in how well spoken she is in the final 3. So, you know, maybe they just wanted to get her out because she's a threat, not because they didn't like her.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we see this tribal council was actually pretty emotional because Shaheen started crying as well, talking about his family, and a lot of people related to like his story in similar ways. So a lot of emotions brought out in this tribal. That's the last note I have, so if you want to take it away.
Okay, all I really have is we see them vote, and then we have another Shaheen moment, and he was just like singing like the tribal kind of.
Oh yeah.
You know, the classic Survivor.
Something.
Yeah, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
But I just love those moments. They're so good. And then as we know, Mary goes home. It's a what? How many people are there? 5 to 1?
6 to 1.
Something like that. 6 to 1. Oh.
Wait, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there's 7 people left.
I didn't realize there were that many people left. Okay, 6 to 1.
Because now Mary's
Joe,
out.
Eva, Shaheen, Kyle, Camilla, Mitch, Mary. Yeah, you're right. Okay. 6 to 1. It doesn't feel like that many people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we see 6 to 1, and then we have the iconic moment from David where he stands, which at first I was like, what is this guy what is this guy doing? And then I thought it was kind of sweet, like he was like showing respect like for Mary in her game, because at first I thought he was just like mad, like I thought he was about to go do something, but then it was like, oh, okay, like that was his number one. He's just showing her respect on her way out.
Dude,
I thought it was kind of wholesome.
That was such a funny moment to me. Like as soon as he stood up, because he already had his like angry game face on the whole time, like.
Oh yeah.
And then he stands up, and I wonder if he actually did say something and they just cut it out because usually like the jury doesn't say stuff, but like, and the fact that they like included it for like more than just a second, it was just so funny to me. But hey, David, I get it. I would be pissed too. Yeah. And I'm glad he's kind of supporting Mary, which that's why I kind of want to know more of David and Mary's alliance, their story. Like, are they still friends now? Like, I don't know. Like, were they really that close? Because we didn't get to see any of that relationship at all, really.
Right. So. Yeah, no, we just knew all of a sudden one episode, oh, they're like this.
Yeah. Buddy. Okay, so yeah, we see David standing, and then obviously they show us everyone voted for Mary, obviously, except for Mary. That was pretty upsetting. And then in the preview, did you notice anything? I don't remember.
I remember Shaheen's name was thrown out there. They were trying to tell Joe that Shaheen had flipped, and then trying to convince Joe that Shaheen has an idol. Interesting. But I'm like, why are they throwing Shaheen? Like, he seems like the most likely to work with you out of
Mm-hmm.
the remaining people. Why are you throwing his name out?
Yeah, I don't really
Maybe I'm
know.
just saying that because he's still in my draft, but I'm like,
True.
get his name out of your mouth. Drop it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's all just a scheme to trick Joe so they can cut the head off the snake and just get Joe.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
I'll be interested to see what that whole plan is about.
Yeah, I wonder if they will go after Joe. Oh, it really depends on who wins immunity. And it's also interesting, like, if they built all this up, like, oh, we might vote for Joe, vote for Joe, just for it not to happen, like, next episode, that's also gonna make me angry as well. So maybe we
Yeah.
will see it happen. And it's funny because Joe's the only member left on my tribe. But I'm just
Yeah.
like, at this point,
Right.
I'm already losing, so sorry, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck though. I
We need the
honestly,
game to be shaken up.
dude, yeah, like come on. There's only 2 more episodes. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only 2 more episodes of this season. Are we gonna see any action? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. That's all I got for this episode. Do you have anything else you want to add on there?
That's all I got.
All right. So Survivor, next episode better be good. Okay, better be good.
Get Joe out.
Yeah. Once
Get
again,
Joe home.
also just want to say one more time, we predicted that Joe will be in fire, so maybe that will happen as well. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. I want that to happen because we've been talking about it so much. And if he just goes out next episode for nothing, I'll be like, oh well,
Yeah.
forget those predictions. But I think he does go to fire.
Yeah.
So that means we get him a little bit longer. But maybe Eva next round.
Maybe.
I don't know how she would go out with all of her advantages though.
Yeah. Because she can use her immunity at 5, though, right? Her idol.
Yeah.
So maybe they go after her next week when she least suspects it.
And then what if she goes out with the idol in her pocket and then the idol just re-enters the game right before the last time you can use it? Because then it would have had to be Shaheen or Kyle flipping on Joe and Eva.
Right.
And then it's like, they gotta find that idol.
Dude, that would be unreal.
Or Joe's gotta find that idol if he's still there.
True. But he has such a good chance at winning immunity, like, almost every time. So it's like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won immunity, like, either next week or in, like, the final challenge. So,
Yeah.
I
He
don't
just
know.
there needs to be a challenge that isn't just strength based.
You're right.
Like, Camilla had her time this last episode.
Uh-oh. All right, guys, so Ivy's computer just died, unfortunately, so that's going to wrap up this video, but thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed listening along, please leave a like, comment down below what you think is going to happen next week, and subscribe to our channel. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by next week, so please, please, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on Monday with a new vlog. Bye!